Welcome back to Life and Style. It's a Statistic Tuesday. I hope you're doing great and ready to see more of what we have for you. We are on visual arts today and today we have Absalom in studio and he does something very, very interesting. Welcome to the show. Before I spoil it for you, and you look like you play sports. Yes. See the way I'm just throwing lines in there so that you can just tell us. Okay.
Yes, I do. I play rugby. Currently, I'm playing for South Mulios.
Yeah, see, I was right.
Yeah, so yeah, that's, I think, basically that's the sports part of it.
Great.
I used to play soccer and basketball back in high school, but I shifted to rugby back when I came into campus.
Okay.
Yes.
What is the relationship between that and the kind of photography that you do, because it has some influence?
Yes, it does, because the action in rugby, you know, and I love to take the action shots in the game, specifically the hard hits and everything. Bring out very good shots. So I think that's why I tended to divert to that side of photography.
Okay.
Yes.
How long have you been doing photography and how did you get into it?
It's actually 1 year since I started. It started like a joke, basically.
How so?
I was just taking photos with my phone with my friends, and one of them just mentioned, "Hey, you're taking quite good photos of us. Why don't you try this photography thing?" So I said, "You guys are serious?" First time, let it go. Second, third time, I decided, okay, let me buy a camera and try this thing. And voila.
Voila.
Yeah.
So were you doing something else on the side, or did you take it up as a full-time?
I was doing, when I started, I was working actually. I was working at the Prime Bank as a cashier and operations officer. So when I took this up, I actually resigned and I'm actually doing this full-time.
Full-time?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
And did you love photography before? It's just your friends who just pushed you, kidogo, and then...
I think even my folks had a very big influence in this, because we have so many photos of us when we were babies. My dad used to always walk with his camera and he was very passionate. Also my eldest brother is also a photographer. So I think it might be something that runs in the family.
Great.
Yes.
So apart from sports photography, what else? Yes. What other kind of photography do you enjoy to do?
Event photography. Yeah.
Where you capture people who are not even looking at you.
Not looking, exactly.
And moments.
And moments. Yes.
What's the highest moment for you since it's been a year? I'm sure you've got your highs and lows.
It's been a year.
Yeah.
The highest is when I went for Koroga and I actually took Kofi Olomide. I think it was one of the best photos I've taken. I think that's one of the best pictures that I always reminisce, and I think that was a very high point for me.
Leaving one kind of career to get into another one, totally different. It must have been at some point difficult. Did you at some point think like, it
was very difficult, by the way. Then, you know, there's a lot of, also from the parents, they're like, oh, what decision is this you made? Why did you do this? Why did you do that?
You know, there's some maturity when you're working somewhere.
But this one is difficult. And then looking at the photography scene, there are quite a number of photographers today. So it's just hard work, I think, and persistence will make you be there, I'm sure.
Great. Yeah. You know, you focus on action.
Yeah.
The action, especially in sports. How difficult, or what tricks do you use to capture that particular moment? And you know, people are moving. Do you anticipate and know they're going to make this move, or how do you go about that?
It's actually, for example, you see I play rugby.
Yeah.
So when I'm going to watch a game, for example, you see the strengths of the teams. Yeah. For example, if the team A is a stronger team, and team A is on the left side of the pitch, team B is on this other side of the pitch. So chances are high that most of the action will be on side B of the pitch, because team A is actually the stronger. Yeah. So most of the time you'll focus to be on team B's side, because team A will be, of course, attacking. So some of those things is what we use. Then again, we have on the camera, of course, we have like the shutter speed. Okay. You can't just take a normal photo like a kawaida photo, and because people are moving, it will be blurry. So this just comes with time. It's just a learning curve, because I actually started taking on automatic mode, you know. And it's difficult to capture such moments in automatic.
It's
so
true.
it takes time. It takes a lot of mentorship. I have a few friends, also photographers, who really helped me through this journey, and I really thank them for that. And it's just learning. Every day is a learning. It gets to points where you're in between a gig or something, and you have to call somebody. You're like, hey, this is happening with the camera. What should I do? What should I do? Should I do this?
And they come through for you.
And they come through for me.
Great.
So, yeah.
You talked about the industry of course, has many photographers out there. So it was you trying to make a mark and make your brand known.
Yeah.
How do you go about that? Like, what would make me choose you over any other photographer?
I think I believe I take very wonderful photos.
I like the way you changed that. You're not thinking anymore. No. Okay.
I believe I take very wonderful photos. So I'm sure, based on the work I've done before, if I give you my portfolio and everything, you'll see the quality of my work, and I won't disappoint you for sure. I think the issue with the market is maybe we're having photographers who, mostly the thing that I've come to realize is that photography is like what we dharau. Sometimes somebody calls you for a gig, and the amount of money they're offering you is, I mean, you can't even if you're driving, it's just fuel for your car.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's difficult, by the way. There are just a few people who really respect the art and know that photography is not just buying a camera and going somewhere to shoot. Yeah.
Branding and marketing is very, very key.
Very important.
There's no way you're going to be known if you do not put your name out there.
Yeah.
So how do you go about doing that? And what can people look out for? What is that brand? And how can people get in touch with you?
Brand is Ondiek.
Ondiek.
Yeah. Ondiek is a Luo name, meaning it means a hyena.
Oh.
It means a hyena, but in slang Luo, it's like mzee, vipi mzee. Like I say vipi mzee, Luo say vipi Ondiek. So my friends actually used to call me Ondiek. So when I featured into photography, I said, okay, so I'll be Ondiek Photography. So that's my name. I'm on Instagram. Ondiek_photography on Facebook as well. I'm posting my pictures there every day, every time. As soon as I'm getting some wonderful shots there, all of them are out there. So I believe if you really want to look for me as a brand, it's Ondiek Photography as a brand. Not so many people know that Ondiek is me, by the way. So, yeah.
Okay. Grand reveal on Life and Style. Because the photos you post there are not of you.
Not of me.
Yeah. Are you those kind of people who do not like to be taken photos of? Most photographers.
Yeah, kind of, but
they like it behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes, yeah.
Okay. Yes. And probably final word of advice to people out there who are trying or stuck in some career and are not ready to leave their dream, and probably their dream is photography.
True. I believe persistence, patience. Patience is a very big key, because if I wasn't patient, I wouldn't have been here today, honestly speaking.
It's true.
Because sometimes, after you've left the job and nobody else, even the first time I even got a client who paid me was maybe after, I think, almost 3 or 4 months.
Whoa.
Actually, I just used to go to do things for free.
Just
take photos. I mean, just go anywhere. If there's a show somewhere, just go and take photos. If there's a game, just take photos. That has been my policy. Just take photos, until people recognize you and say, hey, this guy is posting some lovely photos. Let's see if we can give him a job. So I think patience is a very big key, because it's difficult. To be honest, it's difficult. And the way photography is going nowadays, it's difficult. There's quite a lot of number of photographers today in this country.
It's true. So you have to be very, very unique.
You have to be very unique, and for you to stand out, it takes time.
And consistency. You don't want to see good photos today, then you go missing for 2 months, then you see other photos. So consistency, I think, is also something that in whatever field you're in, people need to be consistent. Be persistent and all of that.
Keep knocking the door.
Yeah. Physical studio, or you a moving studio, mobile studio?
Currently a moving studio. As I've told you, I just started a year ago. So at least with the jobs that I've had after the 4 months of free, I'm working on doing my studio, so I'm just buying my equipment pole pole.
Great.
Yeah,
All
so
the
with
best.
time, yeah, so
All
with
the
time
best
I'm sure, yeah, I'll be having my own studio.
Great. So you said we look out for Ndiek Photography
Yes,
on Facebook.
On Facebook and on Instagram.
And on Instagram.
Yes.
A number perhaps?
Yeah, number 0721 579 037.
Okay, say that again.
0721
Yes.
579 037.
Great.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming on to the show.
You're welcome.
All right. This has been photography. Now moving on to creative of the week. And it's very, very interesting. You don't want to miss this. Still on visual arts, we are creative of the week, and very, very interesting. This is a beautiful chain. One look at it and you'd think, yeah, normal. But when you look keenly, it is very, very interesting. Would you even try to make a guess of what this is made out of? One guess. One guess. Well, our guest today recycles parts of a bicycle to come up with this amazing, amazing ornaments. This is a bracelet. Welcome to the show, Laban.
Thank you very much.
You look ready to take off.
Yeah, sure, thank you.
Okay, so this is very, very interesting.
Yes.
How did you come about using, do you damage your own bicycles to come up with this?
No, I wouldn't actually. This is something I treasure, so I wouldn't think about it. But basically, this initiative is called Utalii kwa Baiskeli.
Utalii kwa Baiskeli.
Utalii kwa Baiskeli.
Interesting.
Yeah, basically it's Kiswahili for tourism on your bicycle. We started this about 5 months ago with my partner. He's called Braddock Sokilo, and two of our friends called Ruth Wairimo and Victor Mburu. Basically, we're cyclists. We ride to errands, we train on our bicycles just to keep fit, and we just came up with this idea of just cycling long distances and seeing what Kenya has to offer in terms of tourism opportunities instead of paying so much fare on buses and going to say Nyeri or something. And because it's something we do as a passion and we love it, we started Utalii kwa Baiskeli. But then at some point when we started the initiative, we found that we were straining in terms of finances. Touring these places, you need food, accommodation, servicing your bike. And that's when we came up with an idea of trying to make the initiative sustainable. And we just sat down and brainstormed, and we were like, what can we do to maybe just get a little bit of money or income from what we're doing?
And still be related to
exactly,
cycling.
And still keep it close to our hearts.
Yeah.
And then that's when one day when we were going to service our bicycles, we realized that our fundi had a lot of scrap metal, like basically the parts of the bicycle chain and the cassette laying on in his shop. So I talked to Braddock and I asked him, what can we do with some of these parts, because they've taken up all his space, and we were like, we can do something with it in terms of reusing and recycling. So we went and just thought of some ideas. We can make jewelry and ornaments and maybe household items. Our first idea was candle holders, but then we...
Candle holders from...
Yeah, from this, but then it wasn't adding up. So we thought, let's make it very simple, something that we don't need a lot of, just something very simple. So we started with earrings, but they weren't fast moving because ladies love, nice,
Flambeau,
flashy.
yes.
And then that's when now we came up with the idea of bracelets and pendants, because anyone can do a pendant, a bracelet.
Yeah.
And people accepted them, because our main focus when we started was cyclists. We thought this would appeal more to the cyclists because, they can relate to what we're using. But then when we started marketing out there, we found out that even the general public are appreciating what we're doing, because we were looking at it in terms of reusing, but then we found out it's also a form of creative art in terms of people who appreciate art, appreciate what you're doing because it's handcrafted. Yeah, so
and
that's
it's
how it
beautiful
came
and
up.
very, very classy.
Yes,
and I like the way you've just played around with different things. Like, you see, this is a normal pendant.
It's a marble stone.
This
so
is really genius.
Yes.
And it makes it classy.
Exactly.
And
so
it's
that
relatable
way,
to anyone.
Yeah, that way you can sell it to a lady who loves to, wear some flashy jewelry, or you can have something like this with just basic pendant made out of the chain. No decorations, because some people just want
What part of the bicycle
that.
is this? That's the Nyororo, the one that used to disturb us to our dogo.
Yeah, exactly.
It could
this
injure
part.
you.
Yeah, this part.
That's the one.
Yeah, and the wall clocks. We have a range of wall clocks, as you can see.
Yes.
This one at the middle is made out of this part. It's called the spoke. So we just cut off some spokes, obviously from an old rim. This is called a rim. So we cut off the spokes, and the middle part is called a cassette. It's this. This is what that shifts the gears when you shift the gears on your bicycle.
Okay.
So it's called a cassette, and that's what we've used for the center part. Same as this. It's a cassette and parts of the chain, and same as that.
Seems that like looks really,
Yes.
really good.
So
It's genius.
We just
So
decorate it a bit.
yeah, you started with the candles, went to earrings, to pendants, and then to watches.
And then to wall clocks, yes.
Wall clocks, actually.
Yes.
They look really, really good.
Thank
and
you.
I like the fact that you've put in leather in here
Yeah.
to just make it very manly.
Yeah.
So this is comfortable even for a guy who thinks that the chains are a bit...
Exactly. What we try to do is be versatile, just be more creative. Don't limit people to what they want. You know, someone calls and asks, can I get this bracelet looking like this? So we just try and reinvent it and make it look better.
And customize to whatever
And
the client...
customize to what people want. Because as you can see, like this one, it has different beads, like a black and a white. This one has the marble.
Yeah.
This one is just a straight chain, but just has a small decoration here. So
the top.
basically, we're not very rigid. We just want to come up with different designs. This is a bracelet.
Great. Is this still the...
Yeah, the
cassette?
chain. It's the chain. Yeah, the cassette is just for wall clocks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, and then
you
you
see
just
this is
crisscross
different
them.
from this.
Yes, and
Yes.
it's totally different even from the other one.
From the other one,
Yeah,
exactly.
that looks really, really nice as well.
Yeah, we also have our model who can come and show us.
Who's wearing your stuff?
Yeah, wearing our stuff.
Great.
She doubles up as our social media marketing manager.
Okay.
Yeah, so we try also and use different colors. You know,
Yeah.
some ladies will tell you, I want a pink one. And yeah,
Great.
so we have...
So let's just see. That's a bracelet right
Yeah.
there. Is that one huge one, or
Yeah,
are
we
they
have
different?
one huge one. This one is, we call it a double chain bracelet.
Okay.
Because it has two chains.
Okay.
And then this one, we call it a single chain because it just has
One chain.
one chain. But then we put a nice color so that it can appeal to the ladies.
Okay.
And this side, we have this one, we call it a full chain bracelet because we've put chains going round.
Oh, there's no
leather.
camber?
No camber, just a thinner string.
Okay.
Not the one used to make that one.
Okay.
And no leather. This is like the one we use on the leather, but now we don't put any leather, we just put the string.
Great.
It's called full chain. And then this one is a double chain, but it crisscrosses, just a different design.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and this is the pendant.
And it looks really good. You can actually wear it with anything.
Yeah, goes with anything.
It goes
else.
with everything. I think that's really, really good.
Yeah.
You look lovely. Thank you
you.
so much. So how much do they go for?
Generally, the bracelets go for 350, but the smaller ones, like this ones, you see like this one.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
It's very simple. Yeah, it's just one chain and then we put the threads on it. Yeah, you can just put it on your hand, go to work with it, you know,
Yeah.
and nobody will ask you, what is this? You know,
So
they'll
if
ask
you're
you and
not
you can
into
tell them.
making stuff stand out,
Yeah.
you like them really...
If you want something simple,
Yeah, very, very
you can
simple.
have that. Yeah, so like this goes for 250, but everything else goes for 350. This one goes for 250, everything else 350.
350. Even this one?
That one goes for 400.
Oh yeah, I should have
Yeah.
that. This is definitely more expensive.
More expensive because of the leather.
The clocks?
The clocks, we have two sizes. As you can see, the black one and the green one, they're a bit smaller.
Yeah.
They go for 1,500.
Okay.
And the big one goes for 2,000 shillings.
2,000
And
shillings.
you can see it has our sticker on it. And also we put some battery so that when we are delivering to you, you have a full clock that is working.
That is working.
And yes.
How has it been and how's the reception?
When we started, we were a bit skeptical
How
on
long
how
ago
it's
was
going to
that?
be. 5 months ago.
Wow, okay,
Yes,
it's
yes.
strides.
Yeah, so we actually registered it in terms of making it legitimate so that when someone wants to work with us, they can know that we're legit. We're not some, you know, doing some funny things.
yeah.
Yeah. So we've registered Utaliko Baiskeli because very soon we're venturing into the tourism sector. We want to do this as a full-time thing in terms of promoting local tourism centers in Kenya on our bicycles. Because you find out that cycling is very, you can look at it in very many ways.
Yeah.
You cycle to keep fit, You can cycle to work or to do your errands. I cycled to come for this interview from Thika Road.
Wow.
I didn't pay any fare.
You didn't need fare.
I didn't need
just
fare.
Your legs.
Just my legs and my bicycle and some water. And yeah, you can commute with your bicycle.
Yeah.
You can just use your bicycle to do so many things. In Nairobi, we're having a congestion problem. So many vehicles on the road, so many traffic jams. And I leave my house, and in 30 minutes I'm in town, and someone is stuck in traffic for 2 hours.
Then you have to change your clothes again.
You'll have to change your clothes, and you know, some offices don't have those maybe facilities, but you know, it's something we are trying to demystify and tell Kenyans and tell Nairobians. It's an alternative to, you know, the normal vehicle that causes traffic jam, parking stress and all that. It's very easy actually. People think of it like, oh, nitachoka, oh, how much is a bike, oh, so
this
many.
looks pretty expensive.
Well, this is, it's not quite expensive, but it's because of the form of cycling that we've taken, long distance cycling. You'll need a good bicycle with good gears, and basically something that is light that won't maybe make you feel so tired. But for anybody who's looking to get into cycling, you can get a good bicycle for anywhere between 10 to 20,000. A good light aluminum bike, and just start off, because cycling is not hard. But I also want to say that in Nairobi we don't have the best roads. Not only in Nairobi but in our country. We don't have the best roads, but people feel scared to go out on the road because they might be knocked down, or, you know.
Yeah, of course there's that. But then again, I love the fact that you guys went out and did something very, very creative, closer to your heart than anything else. And you're making money out of it.
We are, actually.
What else? And it's very, very creative, because I've never seen anything like this. And my director is asking if a black mamba, you know the black mambas?
Yes, black mambas.
Can they be used like the chain? Is everything is the same?
Actually, it's one of the best chains, because
when the black mamba one.
Yeah, the black mamba ones. When we want to make this one, we have to look for that specific chain, because it does not disintegrate into two. When you hit it, you know, when we're making these ones, we will need to break this into two, so that I get this part and this part. Oh. You remember I was telling you about the single chain and the double chain? Yes. So a chain is usually connected with connectors inside here. So when you hit the connectors, it, you know, it separates into two.
Do you guys do it yourselves?
We actually have a workshop in Kahawendani for the guy who does the bracelets and the pendants. And we have a workshop in Zimmerman for the guy who does wall clocks. So we have two different people who help us out with the handiwork, because they have the expertise. We just come and tell them, I want this design. Here's everything. Let's just work on it. We just do maybe the last finishing touches, like polishing and all that. But yeah, we have a guy in Kahawendani, he's called Mafrika Asili. He does our jewelry in terms of bracelets, pendants, and all that. And then the wall clocks, we have a guy in Zimmerman, he's called Jimo. He does our clocks.
Very interesting. So this is Black Mamba.
That is Black Mamba, yes. So it can be used.
This is Black Mamba.
Because even when you're going to collect the already used bike parts, we don't ask, is it Black Mamba or is it... Basically, if it's a worn-out chain,
whatever you can find,
we will use it.
You try and find ways to work around it. That's really, really interesting. And people can, you know, customize. They can tell you, I want it this way. I want this chain longer than it is.
Exactly. So
it's okay. Wow, this is really interesting. How can people get in touch with you?
We are on social media, Facebook, Utalii kwa Baiskeli.
Utalii kwa Baiskeli.
Utalii kwa Baiskeli. And then on Instagram, Utalii kwa Baiskeli as well. On Twitter, we are Utalii kwa Bike.
Utalii kwa Bike.
Yeah, but it's just as simple as tourism on your bicycle.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, one thing I'm picking is that we never know what is inside us, especially in the art scene, because all you wanted to do was ride your bike.
Yes.
But then there's that fire that burns inside us to be creative and do something about it, because all you did was see a pile of junk and they turned that into gold, which is what most of the Kenyans out there should be trying to do. Look at what is around you and try to make it as useful as much as you can, because it's changing people's lives. Because you've created a job.
We have actually, and it's rewarding, and you feel fulfilled, because it doesn't have to be a lot of money, but the fact that you've gone somewhere and changed someone's life, someone who was waiting for those big jobs to maybe pay for his rent, can now count on an order for 1 week, and once he delivers, you give him some money and he's able to cater for his needs. That for me is a blessing.
Yes, it is a blessing.
I feel fulfilled.
How long does it take to make, say, a pendant or a chain?
A pendant can take less than 15 minutes.
What?
Yes.
Are you serious?
You know, this is a bike chain. You see, like this.
Wow,
if I can show you.
Yes.
Is this. You see, just as it is, like
yeah,
this.
so you just chop
so
here.
You just chop. And then our guy has this Uzi, it's ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just polish a bit, and he knows what he does, you know. And he just joins this, puts some beautification, and we're good.
10 to 15 minutes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really something. Yeah. So Utalikwa Baiskeli on Facebook, on Instagram, and Utalikwa Bike on Twitter.
Yes.
Final word to people out there, because I think you guys are doing something that's really, really life-changing.
Yes. All I'd say is, first of all, thanks to the people who've supported us, because you have you know, so many people who've made their orders and they tell us, good job you're doing. So I would like to thank them, because if it were not for them, we wouldn't be this far.
That's true.
So I thank some of our clients and our friends who've supported the initiative. Also, the cycling community in Kenya has been quite supportive, because if I may say something about cycling in Kenya, people haven't actually embraced the cycling culture in Kenya. We have a number of cycling groups that try and, you know, promote cycling in Kenya. And I would like also to thank them, because it's through that unity we're able to let people know about cycling in Kenya, you know. And also the creative industry in Kenya has also supported us quite a lot, because we got called up to some exhibitions and some places we never thought we would go. And courtesy of what we're doing, we were able to attend some of those places. So also the creative industry in Kenya is growing and taking big leaps. You know, if you're able to embrace some small creatives like us.
Huge.
Yeah,
huge.
You know, for us it's a big deal.
I'm saying this is huge. It's not small. Stop calling it small.
Thank you very much. And also our parents who supported us also, because, you know, personally my parents, when I told them I've started cycling, they thought maybe I was joking, but then I was consistent. Yeah, at this age. So I told them, I think it's something I really wanted to do since I was young. And since my partner, who's Bradox, introduced me into cycling, and we decided to take this up like wholeheartedly, I have come so far with cycling, and I've met so many people. And so, yeah, I would like also to thank our parents. And also the team that is behind Utalikwa Baiskeli, that is Bradox, Nemo, and Victor Mburu. We also have one of us who flew out to Germany. He's called Mark Ngugi. Yeah, and they've supported us, and they give out their all to make sure that we're good. And we also have a group. It's called 1,000 Rides. I may call it a baby. It's a baby of Utalikwa Baiskeli. Yeah, it's a group of cyclists we bring together, and we ride around with them. So I also want to thank them, because it's also through 1,000 Rides that we've been able to come this far as Utalikwa Baiskeli.
Right.
Yes.
Asante sana kwa kukuja kwa shule.
Asante.
Okay. So you know what to do for you to get this amazing, I'm going to carry it. So you better go out there. And the prices are very reasonable. So go ahead and grab yourself a chain, a bracelet, a clock, something. It's Utalikwa Bike, Utalikwa Baiskeli on social media platforms. Do you have a number?
Yeah, we have a number on our social media.
So when you go there, you'll get all the information that you need.
We also have a website.
Okay.
Yeah, www.utalikwabaiskeli.co.ke, where we blog on the places we've been, how the experience was.
Great.
Yes.
Wow, so now, well, you can get them everywhere. We're taking a very short commercial break. When we come back, it's all about spoken acts. Don't go too far. We'll be right back.
Dem kau yote atakubali kuingizwa box na chali kama mimi. Si ule boy wa office, because hao ndo wanachochanga that I'm not a player, lakini baada ya miezi 3 relationship inaanza kuwa messy. Wanadanganya that hawapikangi na stove au pikanga na gas, lakini ukienda kwao wananga stove au kamingi home na stories za Fabregas.
I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss